Did the apostles keep the Sabbath? Answer: And Paul, as his manner was, went into them 3 Sabbath days, and reasoned with them out of the Scriptures. Acts 17, verse 2. Paul and his company went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and sat down. The Bible tells us also that in Acts 18, verse 4, he reasoned every Sabbath, persuading Jews and Greeks. Paul went to the church every Sabbath day. He was a tent maker. He worked 6 days a week making tents. He was kind of a self-supporting missionary. Every Sabbath, he would go and he'd preach to anybody that would listen. Even if they were not in a synagogue, he would go out by a river on the Sabbath day. There's nothing through the whole New Testament where Paul says, don't keep the Sabbath anymore. Now, he does address certain ceremonial Sabbaths that the Jews kept, and this is where people get confused. You realize that there was not only the seventh-day Sabbath of the 10 Commandments, but much later, after sin, on paper, God wrote some ceremonial Sabbaths. They were laws that related to the temple and its services. The Passover was a yearly Sabbath, an annual date. It was not a part of the weekly cycle. And Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, Feast of Trumpets, so forth. There were a lot of Jewish holidays that were Sabbath days that came once a year. But the weekly Sabbath of the 10 Commandments was completely distinct from that. The Jewish Sabbath days they're not mandatory now. If you want to keep those, Paul says, if you want to regard the day unto the Lord, regard the day. If you want to keep the resurrection time and celebrate His resurrection, that's up to you. There's no command to do it. But when it comes to one of the 10 Commandments, that's not optional, friends. Amen? Whoever breaks the law in one point, he is guilty of all. The Bible tells us that at one time, one of the children of Israel broke the Sabbath day by going out and working, and Moses asked the Lord, what do we do? And God said, the penalty is death. And you think God's going to say the penalty is death back there, and then you get to the New Testament and say, hey, if you want to, go ahead, it's up to you. Is God like that? No, my God is more consistent than that, friends. Number 7, did the Gentiles also worship on the Sabbath day?